Alright, we're here doing styles for what feels like the 1 millionth time, but on camera it's only the third time. So, wish me luck. Got kind of a dark, lightly murky brown color, light brown foam. Smell is like pretty chocolatey, little coffee aroma, toast. Doesn't seem like unduly estery or anything. Yeah, not much to say for hop aroma. Yeah, kind of more deeply chocolatey, little bit of hop bitterness. That's taking me into American Brown type territory, but some of those American Browns are a little bit deceptive, though. I think that one's American Brown for now. I'm reserve the right to bump that up. Maybe like Baltic Porter type territory or something. We'll see. Number 2 is like super duper duper pale. Okay, this smells like wheat dough. Very light aroma to it. Can't tell if that's possible coriander or just like a really low hop or dusty malt character. Oh man, I don't know what this is. It's actually kind of lightly tart, but not. I don't get like a bunch of salinity or anything, so I don't think it's like Goza tart. Light lemoniness just could be from like wheat and a little bit lower pH, but maybe not really a tart beer. Could just be like Berliner Weiss. It's very, very light bodied. I just feel like I smelled wheat character too, so I'm gonna call that Berliner versus Goza, and then we'll go see if I'm if it's just not as tart as I think it is later. It could be like just a wit beer of some sort, but I'm not sure. I have a really deep orange bronze color. Okay, I think I smell sulfur out of the gate. We're not gonna shy away from that later. Caramel, again, that caramel aroma that almost borders on diacetyl. You know, you just kind of have that buttery bread and maybe some kind of like thyme, herbs. Man, quite a bit different. I don't know that I was smelling sulfur at all. It's got an elevated bitterness. Or too bitter for Vienna, too bitter for Czech amber. Maybe it could be someone's interpretation of Czech amber, but almost got like a woody, piney, resinous thing. Oh man, I'm gonna say American amber to start. 4 is a really pretty yellow. That one's give me some impression of lemon pepper. That is bone dry, spicy. Yeah, pretty bitter, but it's just accentuated by dryness and phenolic character. Holy moly. Man, is it phenolic though? I don't know. This could be like another, man, it's so bitter to me. It could be another like Belgian Golden Strong of some kind. I'm going to put Belgian Golden Strong Ale. 5's just a little bit darker than 4, but extremely clear. Not getting anything on the nose. I mean, just this murmur of white bread. Crackers coming through again. A very low level herbal kind of German style spiciness. Not pulling out any esters, like I'm not getting that very, very light apple thing that you can get for Kolsch, but it does have like that grainy character and a firm enough bitterness to be Kolsch. The depth of malt doesn't really seem there. I'm going to put, my choices are Kolsch versus International Pale Lager. Not much foam on this one, but this one's like a really brilliant bronze orange. Okay, this one tastes a little bit more like American Amber. I don't know. Kind of high carbonated, actually. Could be. Doesn't seem phenolic or anything. Could be like International Amber Lager. I don't know if it's too bitter for that, but that's just like a catch-all category for amber lagers that don't fit anywhere else, so I don't know. Not getting a ton of depth of malt, but maybe this could be someone's interpretation of Vienna. It's got a little bit of that like herbed crouton character. I don't know, a little bit of that bronzed kind of malt, like red. I think it's just too bitter to be International Amber. Could be someone's Czech amber. So bitter. Is this going to be like that Red Seal thing? This is just going to be North Coast Red Seal. I'm going to write American amber. And it's going to sound wild. But versus Vienna. I don't know. Another extremely clear beer. Really light aromatics. Maybe a whisper of sulfur, but not huge. Dare I say very, very light diacetyl? Okay. This one's super light. Kind of watery. No depth of malt character. Not particularly bitter. That to me is American lager or maybe cream ale. Okay, running out of time. I don't know if I'll get a full second pass, but number one. This one I said American brown ale. I didn't really waver from that. Man, there's a chance that it's just a little bit too big bodied to be that. It's got a really deep chocolate character. Doesn't really converge on roast. Too dark and too heavy to be British brown. But it's got like a pretty lightly herbal, almost thinking about being like spiced orange bitterness. I'm just going to keep it American brown. 2, I said Berliner versus Goza. And okay, now that smells like a little salty, a little mineral-y, a little petrichor. Lemon rind. It's just not that sour though. Maybe it's just mineral-y enough that it could be Goza. 3, I called amber ale, like buttered wheat toast. Man, that honestly, maybe that's just like American pale ale. I said American amber at first. I'm going to add American pale ale as an option. It could be like one of the lighter IPAs, like Lagunitas IPA or something. 4, I had said Belgian Golden Strong. And there's certainly elevated alcohol. It's certainly spicy. It could be some other Saison, but it doesn't have the grapefruitiness of Tank 7. Doesn't have the lemon pepper of Saison DuPont. I think it's bigger than Saison DuPont. Keeping that at Belgian Golden Strong. 5, I said Kolsch International Pale Lager. There's a hint of fruitiness. I get like this grainy thing out of Gaffel Kolsch. Maybe it's Kolsch. You can see I'm very much having trouble with number 6. I feel like I'm totally forgetting something for number 6. Like, what other beer's this color? It kind of does have that nondescript bitterness of North Coast Red Seal, though. Kind of minty. Oh, maybe this is just like fresh bitter. Oh, I'm going to Hail Mary for best bitter on this one. 7, I'm staying at
10 seconds.
American lager. All right. Oh, I don't feel good about this one, but those are all my answers I'm in. I feel like I'm internally being repaid for that nice little 6 out of 7 I had last week.
You there?
Barney Flat's Oatmeal Stout. I called it American Brown. You know, not terrible. 2, I landed on Goza.
Occidental Kolsch.
Oh, wow. This is a Kolsch.
Bit of like a pear thing.
Well, I don't know. Never had this one. Interesting. Kolsch didn't cross my mind. But I would lock in American Pale Ale.
All right. Well, we've called this American Pale Ale many times. Many times.
This is that Red Seal I was mentioning, but it ends up on a different sample than I was discussing it on. It's just not that red. Actually, the camera is not doing me any favors right now. But it's paler than Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Yeah, trust me on that. 4, I said Belgian Golden Strong.
It is Belgian, it is golden, it is strong, but it is an IPA.
Oh, okay.
Belgian IPA.
That makes a lot of sense. Houblon Chouf.
All over that.
Yeah. I couldn't untangle that one. Belgian IPA. 5 is the one I ended up on Kolsch, but...
Well, you said a hint of fruitiness. Usually this is bursting. So.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. This one's Firestone Walker 805. 6 was my best bitter Hail Mary.
You got there.
Okay.
Finally.
A little bit of London pride on this one. A little bit of pride.
The pride of London.
Of the London variety. Okay, I got
there.
Got that one. And lastly, I did American Lager.
Yeah, this is International Pale.
Oh, okay.
Lager, that's not very, very close.
Preposterously far off, but Singha. Okay, so I don't hate that one. This is one where I got a 1 out of 7. Calling Kolsch Goza really sucks. I need to get 805 correctly. That beer's just everywhere. We got to know it. So I don't hate calling Singha American lager. Shit happens. I wouldn't get a lot of credit for a couple of these, but them's the berries. Sometimes back down to earth, and you get reminded of a couple of styles that you haven't thought of in a while. You haven't tasted Houblon Chouffe in a while? They got no problem going down to the store and getting Houblon Chouffe before the exam. So, not my favorite panel of all time, but we live and we learn.
All right, it is my turn now for my style panel. So 7 samples, 15 minutes, no answer bank, and I am ready when you are. Number 1, got brilliantly clear, like a deep yellow color, white foam cap, a little bit of like a woodsiness, and like very pale malt character, doughy, like rising bread dough. No yeast character, body's really light. It's a little aqueous. First thing I'm kind of leaning towards is either something like American lager, maybe International Pale Lager. Don't think it's American Light Lager. I've got off-white foam cap, like a bronzed orange color. It's just a slight little bit of maybe some chill haze, a little translucence. So there's some caramel, there's some apple. So well, now that I've roused the beer, the foam cap's quite fluffy and dense, pretty dry. Maybe a light like dusting of like a peppery character. This kind of got me in like something like Belgian Pale Ale, maybe something like, it could be maybe like double. It could be like, if it's that color, if it's gonna be a double, it's gonna be Rochefort 6. But I'll need to come back to that one. That one I'm not as confident about. Got very good clarity. Again, kind of like a light gold, white foam. Ooh, there's just like a very like lemon tea. Maybe a little bit of like almost like a passion fruit kind of character. Oh, okay. Getting there's a little bit of tartness. You know, we could kind of be in with that kind of tartness. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of like that passion fruit character, a little bit of like a ethyl butyrate lemony tartness. This could be something like Goza. This could be like maybe like Anderson Valley. We do want to still consider Berliner Weiss. There's no like Wilder Brettanomyces kind of characters, so we'll not worry about goose. All right, next one. Yeah, very deep brown bordering on black. So deep tan head, very low chocolate. There's a little bit of like low like brownie, like very, very low coffee. I'm not getting much in terms of hops. Definitely getting a little bit more of that roasted character, roasted coffee on the palate, getting a little bit of that roasted bitterness. Yeah, gonna let this warm up a little bit. I'm not getting a ton of fruitiness from it either. No ester character. Man, it's tough to, maybe could be in some sort of like English porter, maybe something like oatmeal stout. All right, filtered, brilliant, deep gold, off-white foam, a little bit dank. There's like a grapefruit, almost like oil, like very resinous. Ooh, okay, not as bitter as I was expecting. Something that's in this color range and not that intense in terms of hop bitterness has me towards like American Blonde, like something like Kona Big Wave. But we could be, I mean, maybe potentially in something like American IPA or a very pale American Pale Ale, not like one of the classics. All right, next one, we're in like very distinctly like copper, like penny, like copper color. So not much to speak of in terms of foam. A little butterscotch, caramel, maybe a little bit of like low diacetyl. Pretty evenly balanced. There's a little bit of There's a little bit of hop character, a little bit of malt sweetness. So we're kind of in like best bitter versus something like Scottish export. And the last one, got super dense foam cap. So not extremely clear, but pretty darn clear. Lots of white pepper. There's a little bit of like lemon zest, quite bitter. So we're definitely in something like Saison versus triple. It's a little bit of banana. Yeah, it just tastes a little bit too bitter to be Weizenbock. So, you know, we'll keep Belgian IPA in our back pocket, but pretty close there on those. Let's try and get back around here. All right, getting a little bit more apple character from this. But again, aqueous and low apple character, that makes me lean towards like high gravity brewing. So we're gonna go with American Lager, number 2. Man, am I just like way off and this is just like International Amber Lager or something? We're gonna have to come back and see if we can get another pass at that. Yeah, that we're gonna stick with our gut instinct, Anderson Valley Goza, number 4. Man, I just want the body to be a little bit more. Doesn't seem like it's nitrogenated. Man, I'm stumped on this one because the bitterness isn't extremely high. Like doesn't seem American. That one's got me stumped. Yeah, that one's just, I'm just going with Blonde Ale. Just going with American Blonde, sticking with my Kona Big Wave first gut. Number 6. Yeah, just not getting so we're gonna cross out export. It's a little bit more bitterness, so we're gonna say strong bitter, even though that wasn't one of our originals. We're gonna run with that. There's so much banana. But that could mean that this is maybe something like St. Bernardus. Oh, it's got a little bit of that like banana like baby food. And the alcohol is gonna be hidden on that. Yeah, we're gonna go triple. I think we might have gotten there. Oh, now 2 and 4. Yeah, it's appley, but it's too dark. It's not dark enough to be Irish red, but it does have some caramel. I'm nervous about that one. Still don't really have a good idea. And being between International Amber and Double is not where you want to be. Because this could be something like Irish Extra. I usually just get that hit of diacetyl and it's off to the races from there. Yeah, the body's not there for oatmeal, I don't think. So, gosh, it's roasty, but it's not, so I don't think it's Schwarzbier. Just not getting that German malt character. I'm gonna start Hail Marrying soon here. I'm just gonna stick with I'm gonna try and do something I don't usually do, which is stick with my first gut instinct. Just what is this neutral and
10 seconds.
the light appley character. All right, English Porter was the first thing I put down, so we're gonna go there. But oh, that was rough. All right, we had American Lager for the first one. Oh, International Pale Lager. So we had that we had Kona Extra on our list. Oh yeah, number 2. I really hope it's Rochefort 6. God, please be a Schneider Original Weiss. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't get any banana character, but that peppery character. This is the one that's dark and is Weiss beer. Yeah, number 3 I had Goza. Yeah, Anderson Valley.
Called it out.
Anderson Valley. 4, God, I had English Porter, but I
Reached into.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I didn't get that much. Bitterness to call it that, but that makes sense. That makes sense that I would be a little lost on 4 and Extra. Okay, so that was 4 and Extra. Yeah, this one I thought was Kona Big Wave. So okay, there we got Kona Big Wave. So and then I put strong bitter, but man, I'm thinking I should have put London Pride, but no, I should have just put it. Oh, I thought for sure. Oh, we were close. Strong bitter versus best bitter doesn't get much closer than that. So Yeah, and then I said triple. So yeah, St. Bernardus. Okay, we got there on St. Bernardus for another solid 3. And yeah, Schneider, that one tough because it's pretty low on the banana ester. It's pretty peppery, but oh man, that was tough. Yeah, and then this one, that's as close as it's gonna get. This one not super close, and didn't really even have it as an option. But everything else pretty good. So yeah, this one that's super close. So yeah, solid 3.